Breaking news alert. In the shadowy corridors of Washington, D.C., a seismic betrayal has exploded onto the scene, ripping the Republican Party apart at the seams. Imagine this: 23 high-ranking Republicans, including 3 powerhouse committee chairmen, have just stabbed former President Donald Trump in the back with a midnight manifesto declaring him unfit to lead their fractured faction. This isn't some sleazy gossip from anonymous leakers or a hit job from the liberal media elite. No, this is a blood-soaked letter signed in ink and delivered under the cover of darkness to the Republican National Committee headquarters, screaming for an emergency vote to oust Trump from his iron grip on the party. Folks, when your own so-called allies plot against you in the dead of night, you know the knives are out and the civil war within the GOP has gone nuclear. Buckle up, because this scandal is about to unleash a torrent of hatred, backstabbing, and political venom that's been brewing for years, amplified by fresh leaks that could topple empires. What sparked this jaw-dropping act of treason from within? Hold on to your seats. An explosive audio bombshell dropped in early January 2026, capturing Trump in a hush-hush huddle with deep-pocketed donors, where he allegedly schemed to unleash the full fury of the Justice Department on any Republican lawmaker daring to defy his 2024 election obsessions. This isn't your garden-variety squabble or a polite disagreement over policy. Oh no, this is the raw, unfiltered fracturing of a once mighty political machine right before our eyes. Picture the scene. Senior Republicans, who once bowed at Trump's altar, now rising up like vengeful ghosts from the Nixon era, uniting in a chorus of condemnation we haven't seen since Watergate's darkest days. The hatred is palpable, the divisions deeper than ever, with Trump loyalists branding these defectors as traitors and deep state puppets, while the rebels fire back, accusing Trump of turning the GOP into his personal vendetta squad. And let's not forget the sensational whispers swirling around. Sources claim this recording isn't isolated. Rumors of similar tapes from Mar-a-Lago parties, where Trump allegedly raged against disloyal Republicans with threats of IRS audits and FBI raids, have been circulating in elite circles for months, adding fuel to the fire of mutual loathing that's now engulfing the party. To fully grasp the magnitude of this betrayal, we need to dive deep into the festering wounds that have been poisoning the Republican ranks for ages. Tensions have been boiling over like a cauldron of spite, stoked by Trump's relentless assaults on party insiders who dared question his stolen election fantasies, his cold shoulder to GOP candidates who wouldn't kiss the ring, and his explosive clashes with Senate bigwigs over everything from budget battles to border walls. But the real detonation came in early January 2026 when that damning audio leak hit the airwaves, courtesy of an insider at a lavish Palm Beach fundraiser just days earlier. The tape, reportedly snuck out by a disillusioned attendee, paints a chilling picture of Trump plotting to weaponize federal agencies against his own kind, those Republicans who had the audacity to certify the 2020 results and move on. We're talking explicit threats. Hit them hard with investigations. Sources quote Trump as saying, naming names and districts in a tirade that's straight out of a political thriller. This goes beyond mere rivalry. It's a full-throated declaration of war within the party, amplifying the hatred where Trump diehards see these leaks as a witch hunt orchestrated by rhinos and Democrats, while the anti-Trump faction screams about a dictatorial takeover that's eroding the soul of conservatism. And for extra drama, insiders whisper that this isn't the first leak. Remember the sensational 2023 classified documents fiasco at Mar-a-Lago, where boxes of top-secret files allegedly mingled with golf shirts? That scandal already had Republicans whispering about Trump's recklessness, but now it's being linked to this new tape, with claims that some documents detailed enemies' lists of party members to target, turning old grudges into explosive feuds. Now, let's crank up the intensity. When these senior Republicans huddled in an emergency conference call after the leak hit in early January 2026, the air was thick with betrayal and fury. They knew this crossed every red line imaginable, Not just political gamesmanship, but a blatant abuse of power that could shatter the party's foundations. Publicly breaking with a former president like this? It's rarer than an honest politician, and it only happens when the stench of corruption threatens to choke out the entire institution. Sources paint a vivid picture of that closed-door showdown. 23 members, 15 reps, and 8 senators locked in a 4-hour verbal brawl where voices cracked with rage and disappointment. Senator James Thornton of Nebraska, the iron-fisted chair of the Senate Ethics Committee, reportedly thundered that staying silent would make them all accomplices in the GOP's suicide, his words dripping with contempt for Trump's alleged schemes. Meanwhile, Representative Diana Mercer of Ohio, a judiciary heavyweight, slammed the tape as a direct assault on every free-thinking Republican, her tone laced with venom toward what she called Trump's mafia-style loyalty oaths. By the witching hour, they'd hammered out that blistering letter accusing Trump of betraying core Republican values, demanding blind allegiance over principles, and treating the party like his private fiefdom. The language? Brutally frank, calling out threats of federal probes as existential poison that could doom the GOP to irrelevance. This has ignited a firestorm of hate speech online, with Trump supporters doxing signatories and vowing primary bloodbaths, while the rebels counter with leaks of their own, hinting at more recordings where Trump allegedly mocked disabled lawmakers and plotted against female Republicans in sexist rants, sensational claims that, if true, would amplify the gender wars within the party to explosive levels. Hey viewers, pause for a second and tell me in the comments, do you think this betrayal signals the end of Trump's stranglehold on the GOP, or is it just another establishment plot to crush the MAGA movement? Your thoughts could shape how we cover this unfolding drama. Drop them below and let's stir the pot. But wait, the plot thickens into pure pandemonium. When that recording blasted through the conference call speakers, even Trump's most rabid defenders in Congress fell into a stunned silence, their faces reportedly twisting in horror. Picture a grizzled committee chairman who's weathered 2 impeachments, 4 indictments, and a barrage of scandals in Trump's defense, standing there with eyes like daggers, his profound disappointment cutting deeper than any Democratic attack ad. Then came the gut punch moment. Senator Marcus Webb of South Carolina, Trump's ride-or-die since 2015, who's stumped in over 40 states for the man, rose to speak. His voice, heavy with raw emotion, cracked as he confessed, "I've defended him through hell, but I can't stand by while he threatens our own." He sealed it with those chilling words, "It's over." Boom, that declaration sent shockwaves ripping through D.C., turning allies into enemies overnight. Trump's base erupted in fury, labeling Webb a backstabbing snake and flooding his office with death threats, while anti-Trump Republicans hailed him as a heroic whistleblower, escalating the internal hatred to Civil War proportions. And for that extra layer of sensationalism, rumors are flying that Webb's defection stems from personal beef. Allegedly, Trump once snubbed him at a rally, calling him weak behind closed doors. A slight that's now blown up into a full-blown vendetta with whispers of dueling fundraisers and smear campaigns. This isn't some fleeting scandal, it's a pattern of escalating betrayals that echoes through GOP history, amplified by Trump's unyielding grip. Flashback to the chaos of January 6, 2021, when the Capitol riot left blood on the steps and Mitch McConnell scorched Trump as practically and morally responsible in a Senate floor tirade that had the party teetering on the edge of divorce. For a heart-stopping 48 hours, Republicans flirted with a clean break, with senators mulling conviction and corporate cash drying up like a desert mirage. But fear won out. Base loyalty, primary terrors, and raw survival instincts glued them back together. Then came the 2023 classified docs nightmare, where Bill Barr, Trump's own ex-AG, blasted the evidence as damning and inexcusable, sparking private GOP panic about a candidate bogged down in courtrooms. Yet they rallied, spinning it as a deep state hit. Until now, when the threats turn inward, hitting Republicans where it hurts most. This time, the venom is personal. Trump's alleged plots to sic the IRS and DOJ on dissenters, timed to wreck 2026 midterms, have experts screaming about legal landmines like obstruction and coercion. Add in the Giat Gan twist. Sources claim the Palm Beach event was infiltrated by a disgruntled ex-staffer with ties to a rival billionaire, who leaked the tape as revenge for being fired amid allegations of embezzlement, turning this into a soap opera of greed, grudges, and high-stakes betrayal that could inspire Hollywood blockbusters. Legal eagles are piling on, their warnings dripping with drama. Harvard's David Carmichael told CNN that if the tape's real, it's a slam-dunk case for witness tampering, crossing lines that could land anyone in federal prison. A bipartisan ex-prosecutor chimed in, calling it criminal coercion on steroids, while even Heritage Foundation's Jonathan Hadley, a conservative stalwart, admitted it's beyond politics, it's outright thuggery. The fallout? Catastrophic. That letter's symbolic sledgehammer is cracking open the floodgates, giving cover to waffling Republicans to jump ship, with whispers of more signatures piling up. For 2026 midterms, it's a nightmare. Candidates in swing districts dodging questions about backing a leader who allegedly plotted their colleagues' downfall, while polls show independents fleeing in droves. 67% call it disqualifying, a death knell for red wave dreams. Donors are bolting too, with Wall Street whales pausing millions, one bundler snarling that this changes everything amid rumors of secret meetings where mega donors plot to fund anti-Trump super PACs loaded with attack ads featuring the tape on loop. Looking ahead, this reshapes the 2028 presidential battlefield with hopefuls like Ron DeSantis and Nikki Haley ducking for cover, their silence screaming calculation as fault lines deepen. But at its core, this is a gut-wrenching assault on democracy itself. If Trump can allegedly bully lawmakers with federal threats, Congress becomes a puppet show, independence a joke. The panic in GOP HQ is electric. Overnight calls, chaotic debates, with some demanding loyalty oaths to Trump and others pleading for sanity, as state chairs get whiplash from conflicting orders. Trump's base is rabid, social media ablaze with primary the traitors campaigns, death threats, and conspiracy theories galore. And Trump's Truth Social meltdown? A fury-fueled rant calling the letter a disgusting hoax by weaklings and radicals, naming names like Webb and Mercer as cowards who'd face voter wrath. Experts flag it as damning, no denial of the tape's content, just ad hominem attacks, underscoring guilt in the court of public opinion. This scandal screams bigger questions. Can the GOP enforce any standards, or is it Trump's personal cult? If no consequences follow these alleged threats, it's open season on dissent, eroding our republic's bones. More Republicans are eyeing the tape, RNC scrambling on procedures, voters watching like hawks. This crisis could redefine the party or destroy it. What do you think, America? Is this the final nail in Trump's coffin, or will his base rally to crush the rebels? Sound off in the comments. Your voice matters in this political earthquake. And remember, the stakes are sky high. Evidence damning, hatred boiling, future hanging by a thread. Stay tuned. This betrayal's just the beginning of the storm.